Let's talk about fighting and something like spirituality. What does awareness or meditation have to do with martial arts or the UFC? Right? Because oftentimes we think of a fight, even if it's in a sporting event, as very egotistical. And oftentimes it is, but in reality, the aim of a martial art is to master yourself in that way, to drop the illusion of self, that ego, to drop that fear and that hate, to free yourself from yourself, to get in the zone. Right? That's why somebody like Bruce Lee would say, there is no opponent. Really take that in. Why would he say that? Because he too recognized there was no self in that way. There was no opponent. Your aim is to get in the zone, that point of awareness where there is no self. In reality, you go a step further, there is neither self or no self in this place, right? There's no longer mind. No longer is mind in the way. Awareness is what knows. You can act from a place of awareness, not mind. Like some of my other videos talk about, think about it like this. Thinking, a thought, doesn't know a thing. The thought dog doesn't know of the thought cat. It's awareness that knows of the thought dog. You operate from a place of awareness. Awareness is that which knows. A thought arises from awareness. The mind arises from awareness. When you stop operating from a place of just the mind, this conceptualization, on top of the identification with the mind, you free yourself from yourself. You enter this flow state, the zone. That's the point of a martial art. The point isn't necessarily just to dominate your opponent, because remember, there's no opponent in that way. That's why some of the best, even when they win, they will have compassion. They will congratulate the person that lost, that they would help them up, would tell them, good job, you're a great fighter. That's the aim. It's very entertaining to see somebody like Conor McGregor go in there and call somebody a weasel and just break his leg and keep talking shit. But it shows more talent and skill to reach that highest peak. And even Conor McGregor, in his greatest moments, he's in that zone. He's in the flow, right? There's no state of fear. There's no place of lack. Just action and reaction, a knowing, right? Awareness. It's almost like an intuition, if you will. You got to kind of anticipate, in a sense, what your opponent's going to do. And that doesn't come from being a thinking mind. That comes from being open, just aware. And as I mentioned before, the aim is to remain in this place of being, the zone, just a point of awareness, regardless the win or the loss. Think about it like this. We tell ourselves we have to remember to be meditative when we experience something uncomfortable or when we're miserable. But how often do we tell ourselves to remain aware and present when we're happy, when you've won? Just as hard as it is to remain aware and in the zone in a loss, it is in a win. And why do we play the game? Is it for the win, the loss, or is it for the zone? Just that point of awareness, the same reason you get on a thrill ride. And I'm not going to explain that analogy again. It's in my other videos. You play the card game for the part in the middle, not the win or the loss. If you really observe, you enjoy the mechanics, the middle part of the chess game, the mechanics of it, not necessarily the win or the loss. You enjoy the skill, the challenge, the contemplation, everything in the middle, the zone. That's why you have two types of winners and two types of losers. The ones that are compassionate and egotistical, or the ones that are going to take that loss deeply and harshly, or they're going to learn from it and recognize, hey, my happiness doesn't depend on my record. That kind of mental toughness goes beyond any kind of hard body, beyond any kind of muscle. A lot of martial artists will reach this state and not necessarily even know what it is. right? Without even trying to practice or attempt to cultivate awareness, right? You get in a wreck. Hey, I was in the zone. It seemed like there was no time, right? You were just present, just utterly aware. A lot of these fighters will get in that zone. These athletes, they will get in that zone. People playing football, soccer, chess. They get in this zone, and it's as if there is no more time, right? Because time was a concept, and time was with mind, and you're no longer with mind, you are with awareness. There's nothing there to think, oh, that was fast. No longer are you operating from a place of memory. The aim is to remain aware regardless of the consequence.
Spiritual tools.
There is no spoon.